we don't have a watchdog media. It disappeared. We have NBC, ABC, CBS, New York Times, Chicago Tribune, LA Times, Boston Globe, NPR, PBS, ABC, CBS, NBC, Columbia School of Journalism, that whole conglomerate. They're there as adjuncts to the Democratic left-wing project.
So we were just talking about this with when I was talking to SB, and we're talking about the tumorous excising that has to happen in so many different areas. We all know who they are. So that's the other problem. We over the last couple of years, they have exposed themselves to us. They can no longer hide. We know that they're agents of the Democrat Party. Now they're quickly turning into agents of the Socialist Communist Party, which I think is going to be a big, big problem for them, because communism is basically an enemy to the American way of life. So now they've crossed over into this void where now they're enhancing, amplifying, and in certain instances endorsing communists. CBS, their sale is still tenuous. What's going on? The Warner Brothers sale with CNN, they're trying to get rid of them. They're fighting tooth and nail. They've sued. They've tried to delay the sale. They know what's coming. I don't know if you've been following the Warner Brothers Discovery sale or the Paramount sale as well, but both of these things are basically the end of this entire Democrat apparatus. They're already firing people at ESPN. They're already letting people go at CBS. Colbert, gone. They know they have a short lifespan. It's not going to be that much longer. So when I was talking to SV and talking about getting in and excising these people, they already know it's already underway. The ones who aren't getting fired, the ones whose contracts aren't being renewed. You got Brendan Carr talking about, as of right now, Brendan Carr is going after ABC over The View. The View is trying to say that The View is a veritable news show when we all know it's not. So they've got a ton of problems, and it's only going to get worse, much worse. So it's August, way before the midterms. I think we're going to see some action on this stuff.
So think about it. What did they give us? They gave us the Steele dossier as authentic. Donald Trump is a Russian spy.
I forgot all about that. I was talking about the things that they've lied to us, that they got people to believe. I don't know how that slipped my mind. That's right. So we had COVID. We had the PP dossier. We have the whole thing with Trump's pedo. All of this came from the media. Somebody said, go say this. Okay, we'll say it. And too many people to this day still believe.
Oh, you lied and tried to fix an election through that lie. They gave us Hunter back laptop. I know it looks incriminating, but it was...
Oh my gosh, I forgot that one. Man, when you sit back and think to yourself, wait. So we had COVID. We had the Russian dossier. We had the fake impeachments. We had this, women become mad. All because the media can do this. And we all know people right now, wherever you're sitting, whoever's watching right now, you know people you've spoken to, whether they're family members, friends, or coworkers, and you just say, what happened? What happened to you? How did you fall for this stuff? How do you continue to fall for it? I was talking to Robin this morning, and every morning we go out on the back deck and look at the water and everything, and she drinks her coffee and I play with the dogs. And I said, I really feel this, the hardest thing about changing this and getting it back to normal, if that's even possible, is that way too many people, it's not the media, it's not the Democrats, way too many individual people are going to have to look in a mirror and have some personal accountability and say, I was bamboozled, I was lied to, I was wrong. And that is probably going to be something we'll never see from most of them. At this point, you can see it in the protests. You can see it with BLM. You can see it with the hands up, don't shoot. You can see it all over the place. Every single normal person is like, what in the hell are you talking about? What are you even talking about? Now you're talking about socialism isn't bad as you're making 10 or 15 million a year. And you're completely propagandizing, gaslighting so many people. And these people aren't even given a rest. See, that's the other part. It just keeps happening. The programming keeps getting pushed down their face. Every time something gets exposed, something else happens. The Russian PP dossier. Okay, they probably don't even think about it anymore because they went on to the next one. And then tomorrow there'll be another one that they're going to do. So the only way these people get fixed is like going to AA. Hey, I'm an alcoholic and I need some help and I don't want to live my life this way. Or whatever it is, the thing that they say. But in order to go through the steps, you have to first take personal accountability. You got to sit down and allocate to everybody sitting in a room. Yeah, I messed up. I'm an alcoholic. I'm a drug addict. I'm a porn addict. Whatever it is, it starts with that. That person who had to change their life, which I find kind of odd that there are so many people who are former porn addicts, former drug addicts, former alcoholics who have to go through the 12 steps to understand they need to cure themselves, but they're so okay with, let me eat some of this stuff from CNN, not realizing it's the same thing as the main line. It's not much different. You're taking in something that's not good for you. It's full of crap. But you were man and woman enough at one point to walk into an open meeting and tell everybody in the meeting, I need help. Can they do that? Now, can people that we know and family members, friends, and things of that nature, do they have it in them to walk into a room and say, I was misled. I believed all this stuff. They kept bringing it to me, and just like it was Coke or anything else, I kept taking it. I had to do it. And my life is screwed up now. I haven't talked to my father, my son, or my daughter, or whoever. My coworkers hate me. That's what it's going to take. And I don't know if these people can do it.
It's cooked up in Moscow. It's a product of Russian information services. No, that was a lie. Jussie Smollett, that was a modern lynching.
You know what's funny? I named a bunch, and I forgot I had this clip ready to go, and he's rattling them off. It's one after the other. Oh, yeah, the MAGAs, they beat up and had a noose with Jussie Smollett. Nope, not true. Hey, Bubba Wallace at the NASCAR race, there was a noose there. Oh, my God, these white supremacists are everywhere. Nope, wasn't true. You took it again. You're just taking shot after shot. You're getting crazy boosters. These people know how to administer them. They're giving you the crazy booster as often as possible. They gave you the crazy booster this morning. Hey, all the people in Spain went home. Okay. Yeah, it's over. Nothing's happening. Yeah, you got the crazy booster. As long as you keep getting crazy boosters, you are never coming back to normality. Unfortunately, many of our family members, friends, and coworkers who keep taking crazy booster after crazy booster are never coming back. We can't even talk sense into them. We can't even sit down and go, you understand that's bullcrap, right? You know there was no such thing as a PP hotel room in Russia that President Trump was involved in, right? You know that. You see, the people who came up with that, Fred, they didn't realize that in actuality, Donald Trump is a germaphobe. They kind of forgot that. They forgot the fact that the guy would never, in addition to anything else, you thought that he was so much of a playboy that it made sense to you that he had Russian hookers peeing on him, and you never knew that he was a germaphobe. Oh, well, it could have happened. No, you have to look us in the face and realize I was lied to. And now the biggest lie out there is a man can become a woman. You do realize that's insane, don't you? Where are you going? I got to get another booster.
Can you believe that two white males went in with red mega caps and bleach and a rope at 2 a.m, defied the laws of chemistry, threw the bleach out, and it didn't freeze just because they were so evil? And then they attacked him, but Juicy, being a heroic fellow and diminutive, fought off 2 big, ugly, mean white guys while holding his sandwich and his cell phone and beat them up. But they did put a noose around his neck. And that's proof that it happened. Now, there's a little matter that he wrote checks to the black guys who wore whiteface.
You remember those 2 big bucks of African dudes that all of a sudden the white MAGA dudes weren't white at all. They were just 2 burly black dudes. Okay, we're going to go back a little bit with this whole Juicy thing. Can you imagine going so far as to hiring 2 people to smack you around just so you could blame it on MAGA? See, that's a whole different level of crazy booster. That's 2 arms full of crazy booster. I hate MAGA so much, I'm going to let these 2 big Africans whoop up on me. Whew.
Basically, but things happen. So and then the Wuhan lab, every big lie that hurt the country, they've been behind for political purposes. That was behind the 2 impeachments, everything. January 6th, remember what Kamala Harris said? Did you know, audience, what she said? She said that it was equivalent to Pearl Harbor.
That's another COVID booster. Why? Because people don't know history. I heard people say it was equivalent to 9/11. Now we see how quickly the people in New York forgot about 9/11. You brought one of those kind of people and made him the mayor. A crazy town.
Pearl Harbor, she said, and 9/11. Think about that. 3,000 people incinerated, 9/11, 2,400 bombed to death at Pearl Harbor, and January 6th, where only 1 person died at the hand violently of another. Maybe 2, but they were both Trump supporters. But it was a 114-pound diminutive 14-year veteran, and she was basically shot unarmed for the crime of a misdemeanor going through a broken window.
They don't want to talk about that either. They kind of memory hold the entire idea of Ashley Babbitt. When you look at the media, like SB and I were talking about how you got to shut them down first and foremost, is because there is no functioning media. These people sit in front of a camera and they read. They read what's on the teleprompter. We don't have reporters anymore. There used to be you'd go out and do like what Nick Shirley was doing, and you're actually a reporter. Let me look this information up. Oh, I went to the subway, and I saw where Jussie Smollett was. It doesn't make any sense. Here's a picture. Here's a footprint. They don't even looking for Savannah Guthrie's mom. They just wait until the police have a press conference. Nobody's looking into anything. Why? Because they don't get paid for it. And I think the most glaring example of their hypocrisy BS happened last week. I wish I should find a cut for that. I don't know, what's her name? Brooke Baldwin from CNN. She had Clay Travis on her show a couple years ago. And Clay, he was from Outkick and he's into the sports things. And they were talking and having a conversation. And he said, it doesn't really matter. All the guys care about are beers and boobs. Oh my gosh. Did you just say boobs? Oh, please don't say that. She freaked out. Supposedly. And then you realize it was an act. Because now the same woman, the very same woman who freaked out about him saying beers and boobs, now is writing Substack articles about her sex life in public. And I saw that story last week. If you guys haven't seen it, I'm like, this can't be real. Again? This woman's a closet sex freak, And she starts detailing her escapades with men over the last couple of months, and she's getting all kinds of clicks and views because she's talking about how she did the dirty with everybody. But yet, a couple of years ago, oh, did you say boobs on TV? Oh my gosh, we never could have you on here again. True story. She freaked out on air because he said the word boobs. And now she's basically doing soft porn. Insane, insane. Crazy boosters.
And then Officer Byrd was what? Canonized as a victim who had a disreputable record of misbehavior himself.
Crazy. I mean, President Trump identified it a long time ago. Many of us at the time probably didn't know what he meant when he kept saying fake news, fake news. And, I'll admit the first time I saw it, because I didn't really watch much news. Didn't watch much news at all. I mean, I was doing football and I was doing real estate stuff, and those things are, hard numbers. There's not much you can fudge, except that I saw people go crazy because I was saying that the quarterback we had was junk and they were losing it. I'm like, what is wrong with you people? Can't you see he sucks? We hadn't won a game. We're not getting into the playoffs. Don't talk to us about the quarterback. Wow. People are prone to this stuff. It's absolutely nuts. By the way, I forgot another one just popped in my head. This whole reparation crap, where you're going to tell people who were never slaves that they have to pay or get reparations from people who never owned slaves. And how? How is that even a discussion? How is it a political football right now where people are talking about reparations? All it is about taking somebody's money, which you're not entitled to, because I don't know how you're going to prove that you're a descendant from a slave. It's insane. It is all crazy boostering.